America to be the greatest country in the world. And it is worth fighting for. It is worth bleeding for. And if it takes it, it's worth dying for the greatest country that this world has ever seen.
Oh, are we live?
Yeah, we
Yes,
now.
we're live.
I did not hear a single thing. What's going on, America? Welcome to the post 3-on-1 debacle that was the debate that you saw last night. It wasn't even a debate. It was an attempted second assassination of Donald Trump. Donald Trump has had an attempt on his life in an assassination. Last night you saw an attempt on his political life in an assassination. It was a dogfight for sure, and there's a lot of people that were probably left a little feeling of whatnot. I'm going on 3 hours of sleep. I have talked to everyone that you can possibly talk to, and here's the thing. We are okay, all right? And I want to start off by saying things are okay. We're going to take you through what happened last night. We're going to give you our thoughts. We're going to give you everything, and we're going to show you the reactions in the polls from people that are not pro-Trump people, okay? So first, let's get the chat blowing up right now. Comment yes or no. Do you believe that 3-on-1 debate was a spit in the face to our country and to our election process? Comment yes or no in the chats right now. I believe it was. I believe what you saw last night was, I've been saying it forever, that I believe that this is the last presidential election as we know it. I think you saw it last night. I don't think I've ever seen a debate where the moderators were debating one candidate more than the competing candidate. Kamala Harris only spoke like 25% of the time. The other 75% was Trump literally combating. There was one point, mind you, where the moderator literally said, well, I didn't take it that way. No one gives a flying balls how you took anything. No one cares what your thoughts are. No one cares what you think. You're a moron. Shut your mouth and dance, monkey, dance. Do your job that is moderating. It's not hard. And I also, let's introduce everybody that's here in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to be funny today. We got too much stuff to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony is in the building.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very, very calm. I'm just here. Great.
And look how uneventful it was. Royce is here.
Tony.
And then, of course, everybody's.
Wow, that's loud.
I love you, Tony.
Thank you. I love you too.
Let's go to all four of us here. Okay. I want to remind everybody before we talk about this stuff, simply this. There were a lot of people, and this is why I didn't get hyper emotional last night, at the end of the debate. And I said that I believe that Trump did stick the landing. Okay. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to try to comfort some things, and this is why we need your help right now. Every single person needs to hit the like button, needs to hit that share button right this second, because the more you do that, the more people can see this, the more people can hear this. I need you guys to understand one thing. Trump stuck the landing last night. Boy, oh boy, was it a turbulent flight, but at the end of the day, the plane did land, okay? Little metaphor because I'm getting on a plane here in a minute. Either way, the point is, Trump said it best. Hey, she's saying all these things that she's going to do. Why hasn't she done it yet? Why doesn't she go to Washington, D.C. right now and do what she's talking about doing? Because it's a lie. That is the sticking point. That is the place to land. If you believe that to be true, comment yes or no in the chat right now. And then I also need people to remember this, and this goes for everyone in the show. It goes for everybody watching. The debate you saw last night was not for 50 states. The end. 43 states have made up their minds. It does not matter what Trump says. It does not matter what Kamala Harris says. Okay? This debate was for Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Georgia, Arizona, Nevada. That's it. They're debating for the undecided voters in those 7 states. That's it. If you live anywhere else, I hate to break it to you, they were not talking to you. And you have to ask yourself the question and comment yes or no. Did Kamala Harris win the debate to win over those undecided voters in those 7 states? And I think the answer is a resounding no. She did not win the debate. Did she draw blood a little bit? Well, did her and her 2 comrades in arms draw blood on Trump maybe a couple times? Yes. Did Trump fall for a couple of bait options in there? Absolutely, he did. Did she win this debate? I think the answer is a resounding no, and we'll get into it of why we think that because we have a lot of things to cover. But I really feel it important to bring that out to you guys in this, and this will be the resounding thing of this show. And if you agree with that, you need to hit that like button, you need to hit the subscribe button, and you need to share this far and wide. We get upset in our positions in the red states that we live, or if you live in a deep blue state, I don't know why you're watching this show if you even live there, but we get into this process, and you have to remember, they were not talking to 43% of or 43 states in the country because they've already made up their mind. South Carolina, after that debate, is not going to miraculously flip blue. New York is not going to miraculously flip red after that debate. They were talking to 7 states. 7. And they were talking to the undecided voters in those 7 states. And those polls show that Kamala Harris did not do a dang thing because she did not answer one question the entire night. And we're going to get to that all along the way. So hit that share button. Comment this. Do you think Kamala Harris actually answered one question last night? Comment yes or no in the comment section because I'd like to know your thoughts. But before we go any further, we got to get into our sponsors. And this is going to be a little rocky here because I got to read it from my phone here in the hotel. But here we go. All right, let's go to our sponsor over at the Wellness Company. Because the bird flu is among us, people. The H5N1, they're trying to lock us all down. People are sniffling and coughing. Oh, go figure, the flu shows up right around the time that it starts getting cold again. Oh, my goodness. It's like this miraculous thing that we've known since the beginning of time, but yet they are going to try to do it to infiltrate our food supplies. They're going to try to do it to lock us down, and you cannot let them. And that's why our friends at the Wellness Company are there to help. America, you need to listen up. The world is getting more and more unpredictable by the day. Political insanity, rumors of civil war, an unstable stock market, and now the looming threat of a new global pandemic. Did you know there's bird flu summit coming in October? Yes, they're literally having a summit to talk about mass fatality management planning about the bird flu. They are going to try to do it again, and we cannot let them. We can never, ever, 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 ever comply with the tyrannical government again. And the only way that you cannot comply is you can be prepared. That's why you need to check out my friends at the Wellness Company and get the medical emergency kit. It's trusted by my good friend, Dr. Peter McCullough. It has ivermectin, amoxicillin, a Z-Pack, and the list goes on and on. You can head on over to twc.health/Graham right now. With the promo code Graham, you're going to save $30 plus you get free shipping. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to not waste any time. You saw how crazy it's getting last night. You saw how crazy it's going to be. These people are not going to play fair. You need to go to twc.health/Graham right now. Promo code Graham is going to save you $30. I am begging you. This is going to happen. They're going to pull out all the stops for this election. You need to be prepared. The only way you can be prepared is to actually have the stuff to be able to fight back against tyrannical government. Go to twc.health/Graham, promo code Graham right now. All right, fellas, what do you say? After you had time to digest it a little bit, how are you guys feeling this morning? Todd, you were emotional last night. How are you feeling?
I still am. I'm still kind of sick to my stomach. I understand, what you're saying and what a lot of the media is saying, that it was 3-on-1. That was evident. But on the flip side of that, and I hate to play devil's advocate here, but Trump agreed to it. Trump should have known it was going to happen. And he, in my opinion, he played right into their hand. Like, he was a dog backed into a corner. He looked a lot like he did in the debate in 2020 with Biden, where he came off kind of jerkish. And And it just, to me, it didn't go well. But again, it's like you said, 43 states have already chosen their candidate. But I don't see Trump having the army of influencers that Kamala does that is going to spin this. And that was my fear, is that he didn't look relaxed like he did against Biden, the first debate. He looked aggravated the entire time, and she's smiling the whole time, looking at him, smiling. And my question is, I thought they were supposed to turn the mics off, because it sure didn't seem like hers was.
Well, and again, I think that we're going to be able to show people that all the things that you're saying actually has played against Kamala Harris. And we'll talk
I hope so.
Well, and we'll talk about why I believe that to be so with evidence, unlike Kamala Harris last night. And although they fact-checked Trump so many times,
and the fact-checking, there was none on her.
Again, we cannot get emotional about it being an unfair debate against Donald Trump. To your point, there was no way that was not going to happen.
Right.
And the boss knew it was going to be that way. And that's why immediately he came out saying, hey, I thought it's the best debate I've ever had. I've never debated 3-on-1 before.
Yeah.
But, again, this is about the independent, undecided voters in 7 states. Again, it's just like in a court of law, okay? There's one charge. There's one thing that they're actually trying to get you for. Everything else they throw to try to get you rattled, try to get you mad, try to get you everything, none of that matters. That's why they tell the jury, none of this crap matters. Like, none of this. It is this one thing. And the biggest thing is the economy. And Kamala Harris did not answer that question. But we do have to recap. We do have to show you some of the things that did happen. So let's go through these clips now. We're going to run through them pretty quick because we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. First of all, here you go. New York Post, all right? And this is where you know that some things are off, all right? New York Post calls it a cambush. Trump, it says Trump rattled as Harris and ABC host gang up on him during debate. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Even in New York City, everyone acknowledges the fact, oh yeah, like this was wild, man. Like it was obvious that this was not a debate. This was an argument between President Trump and 3 other people. Kamala Harris talked the least amount of time. I need you to understand what I just said to you. Kamala Harris spoke the least amount of time between Trump and the 2 moderators. The moderators spoke more than Kamala Harris. All right? So this is what I'm saying. This bled through. This bled through the whole thing, okay? There are a bunch of cheaters that, if you believe that to be true, that the world saw that it was 3-on-1, comment yes or no in the chat right now. I want to know what you think. Somebody just said 3-on-1 is Kamala's favorite way to do it. Either way, moving on. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so let's go through some of the things here. So first of all, Kamala Harris is a disgusting human being. Last night, literally the day before today, 9/11, which we are not going to forget. Click on the image there, Royce, not the video. We are never going to forget here what happened on 9/11. I know that it changed Todd's life. I know that it changed my life. I know for the people that are in New York, it changed their lives forever. It's 2024, 23 years ago. Our entire course of our country was changed. And we here refuse to ever forget the atrocities that happened on that day. If you will never forget, I want you to comment "never forget" in the comment sections right now. I want to see more never forgets than ever in the chat, because we as Americans cannot ever allow ourselves to forget the horrific tragedies that took place on September 11th, 2001. Our hearts and our prayers are always with the victims and their families. It is crazy to me that we have people that are that are now like old enough to drink that weren't alive during that time frame. But
like me.
We must, like Royce, but we must always remember, we must never forget. I want to keep seeing those never forgets in the chat right now. I see it. Just boom, 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 boom. I want to see thousands of never forget comments in the chat right now, wherever you're watching, look at the chat, go and say, I need to see that everywhere we go, because we as Americans can never allow what happened on September 11th, 2001 to ever leave us ever again. But Kamala Harris, the day before, actually hours before, right, says this about Donald Trump, comparing January 6th was worse than 9/11. Play the clip.
Donald Trump left us the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War.
There you go. So the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War, completely overshadowing 9/11 the day before 9/11. And the reason why is because Kamala Harris hates you. Kamala Harris hates America. Kamala Harris is anti-American. In fact, probably in 2001, she was too busy with Willie Brown and all these other people to even notice what happened for 9/11, if we're being honest. All right? But again, keep those never forget coming, man. I see them. Like, it's beautiful to see you guys in this moment. Like, we can never allow what happened on September 11th to pass. And like I always say, we got to live every day like it's 9/12. And today I did the same post that I normally do. The best way that we can honor the memories of those lost on 9/11 is to live every day like it's 9/12. And I truly pray that we can get back to that point, because the reality is we're not there. We're not there. We're not united. But I have to believe that we still can get there. And the only way that we can is to never forget what happened. All right. Anybody else want to say anything really quick before we move on?
Nope.
Nope.
All right.
Okay. All right. Let's get it going. Here we go. So this is Kamala Harris talking about the plans. She wants to talk about plans. Now, mind you, she did not have any plan or agenda until the midnight hours before the debate yesterday. Okay. This was also strategic because she didn't want the Trump team to have time to look over her plan. Okay. Play it.
Clearly, I am not Joe Biden, and I am certainly not Donald Trump. And what I do offer is a new generation of leadership for our country, one who believes in what is possible, one who brings a sense of optimism about what we can do instead of always disparaging the American people.
Okay, this was something Kamala Harris did all day, looking to what can be possible and what, new leadership of what can do. You can't be new leadership when you are the current leadership. Okay, this also needs to be remembered, and this is why you need to hit that like button, hit that share button, share this to your liberal Democrat friends. She is the current leadership. You cannot be new leadership if you are, in fact, the current leadership. You can't do that.
I think Trump missed a huge opportunity here, because if he would have jumped on her and said, just blocked her out and just looked at the camera and said, to all American citizens, no matter what Kamala and I say when we're standing up here, the fact of the matter is that groceries are so much more expensive. The gas is much more expensive. All the mortgages are much more expensive. And it all has to do with the Biden-Harris administration. What I want to do is get back to the way we used to be when I was in office, and just, because she is the leader right now, because who knows where Biden is. I think he missed a huge opportunity to jump all over her right now and just address the American people just straight on the camera, instead of going back and forth with Kamala and the moderators. The moderators were just attacking him the whole time. So I think there was a couple of missed opportunities, this included right here when she said
that. And again, I don't disagree. But here's the double-edged sword, or the devil's advocate, as Todd likes to say. If Todd, because immediately last night I was like, he needs to stop talking. He needs to stop talking and say, I'm not answering a single thing until you make her answer something. If he does that, they spin it. Trump has aneurysm on stage, or Trump freezes up on stage due to hard questions and things like that. So you have to remember, it doesn't matter what Trump did in this scenario. He was going to be wrong, and they were going to attack him no matter what he does. All right? And if Trump dodges the questions like Kamala Harris did, and they ask him about this, or that, and he's like, I tell you what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the fact that grocery bills, you're paying $10 for eggs. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about that. They're like, oh, well, because they did this multiple times. They're like, well, actually, Mr. President, the question was this. But they never did that to Kamala Harris, even though she did not answer a single question. So we can do, I wish, coulda, shoulda, and yes, I think he missed an opportunity to pounce right there. Like I really do. Like I think he missed the opportunity, but he did stick the landing of it, because what you're talking about is he missed the opportunity to say, you're the current person that is in charge. You're the current this. And Kamala Harris is trying to separate herself from Joe Biden, right? Like, I'm not Joe Biden. Like, I'm not Joe Biden. Like, I got nothing to do with all this stuff. Like, I'm the future. I'm the this. I'm the that. So I do like the fact that he kept bringing up Biden. He kept bringing, who's running the country? Who's doing this? You are. You are the person that's doing this. And she kept spinning it like, this guy just is talking about the past. Like, he doesn't realize that I'm not Joe Biden. No, he realizes that you are Joe Biden. It is the Biden-Harris administration or the Harris-Biden administration. They're interchangeable. And so I actually, the more I rewatch the tape and everything, I like the fact that the president did it that way. I really think we cannot let her separate herself from Joe Biden. We can't. They have to be the same. They have to be connected, and we have to keep hammering that point. No matter how hard she tries to do the Heisman pose and stiff-arm Joe Biden away from her right now, we cannot let her do that. We have to keep sticking her to Joe Biden. Let's do another one, and I know we got to get into a sponsor.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yep. All right, let's do one more. Okay, again, this is her dodging questions. Okay, so this is the Afghanistan question. And one, look at this demon on the right. Let's just look at this. Also, it needs to be reminded that the CEO of ABC is a 30-year best friend of Kamala Harris, and she's also a mega Democrat donor. So these moderators did what their boss told them to do. Hit play.
Well, I will tell you, I agreed with President Biden's decision to pull out of Afghanistan. 4 presidents said they would, and Joe Biden did. And as a result, well, I will tell you, I agree.
So the question was, do you have any responsibility? So again, that was the question. So her answer was, I agree with Joe Biden in his thing to pull out of Afghanistan. All these other presidents said they were going to do it. Joe Biden did it. That wasn't the question. And if Donald Trump had answered it that way, they're like, thank you, Madam Vice President. But the question was, do you bear any responsibility for the horrific events that took place in Afghanistan? That was the question. Now play her answer again. The bold-faced question, do you hold any responsibility for the horrific events that took place in Afghanistan? And this was her response.
Well, I will tell you, I agreed with President Biden's decision to pull out of Afghanistan. 4 presidents said they would, and Joe Biden did. And as a result...
And she goes on a tangent there, and not one time did they say, thank you, Madam Vice President, but the question was, do you bear any responsibility? They did that to Donald Trump about 47 times. Anyway, but we got to get into our next sponsor.
I know, Graham, real quick. I know they did do that, but I mean, besides her completely dodging the question, she was very well prepared. Like, they fed her the questions, and she prepared for the answer.
No doubt.
And whatever she had on her ear, I think we're going to talk about it, whether she had that Bluetooth audio thing. But she was very well prepared. I was expecting her to do better than what she did, but she was very well prepared for this debate.
Well, and I agree. And I remember I said before the debate, I expect her to be prepared. I do expect her to be prepared. I was expecting unfair questions. I was not expecting the moderators to legitimately get into arguments with President Trump. That is the one thing that did take me by surprise a bit, because I've never seen that before. I have seen unfair questions, like they asked Trump super hard questions, they asked Biden layup questions. I've seen that. I was expecting that. I was not expecting the moderators to get into arguments with President Trump. That's not their job. The moderator's job is not to disagree with the person that's answering the question. That's not their job. Their job is that Donald Trump could have got up in there and been like, you know who was really the problem in World War II? Santa Claus. Santa Claus was the biggest Nazi out of all of them, and Santa Claus was actually leading all this stuff. He brought Hitler the toy of Mein Kampf and all this stuff that led down the thing. It's really Santa Claus's fault. The moderator should have gone, okay, thank you for that response. Madam Vice President, would you like to respond to that? Like, that's how it's supposed
That's
to go.
it.
It doesn't
Ask a
matter.
question, start a timer.
It doesn't matter what they say. Like, and so again, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to hear me when I say this. You have to, and I'm speaking to everybody in the group too. I know I've been doing this for a while. You have to get out of the mindset, oh, but this, that, right? It happened. It happened the way it happened. Saying, oh, well, the moderators did this and the moderators did that. Yeah, got it. But we're just making excuses for what we knew was going to be an unfair thing in the thing. The purpose is reminding people constantly, what is our job moving forward? Reminding those that may be undecided, yes, but at the end of the day, what's currently going on in our country that Kamala Harris says that she's going to fix, she has the ability to do it right now, and she didn't do it. That is our responsibility. That is the message that we must get out, and that's why you need to hit the like and the share button. But we got to get into a sponsor. Let's get into it. Who is it? I don't even
Birch
remember who we
Gold.
got. Birch Gold. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Silver's up, platinum's up, palladium's up. Gold's down a little bit today, but either way, the point of the matter is your money is under attack. We know for a fact that the BRICS is going to announce the removal of, the introduction of a new nationwide currency. This is why Donald Trump has literally said that he's going to put 100% tariffs on any country that wants to remove the U.S. dollar, because they're going to try to tank what your dollar means. What does this mean for you? This means you need to text the word Graham, that's Graham, to the number 989898 right now, so my friends at Birch Gold can help you protect your money against whoever's in charge of our country's economy, but more specifically, the open worldwide attack on our U.S. dollar that is happening right now. Please, free information is vital information. They're going to send you a 25-page information kit on how gold and silver and precious metals can protect your money. Please text the word Graham, that's Graham, to 989898 right now. All right, let's keep moving. Next one, Royce, let's go.
Getting to it. Hold up. Got to move back here.
Yeah, we'll get into debates here in a minute. Let's start.
She was big on defund.
Here we go.
Oh, this was a good moment, okay? And I want to remind everybody, this was for 7 states, okay? This is a good moment for Trump because he took away something that Kamala was going to use. And you can tell by her response, because she has been coached, she has been in politics for a minute. The first person to say it is the one that said it. Like you can't repeat it. Like the first person that gets there is the one, because then you're just copying, right? Trump takes away her "I'm speaking" line that she was famous for in her debates against Mike Pence. Play the clip.
She was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went out. Wait a minute. I'm talking now. If you don't mind, please. Does that sound
familiar?
familiar?
Look at her face. Look at her.
She went out.
Pause it. Look, legitimately stunned when he says it. Look, she doesn't know.
Oh my gosh.
She legitimately does not know what to do there. Legitimately stunned. So I don't want to negate that at all. He took away her ability to pull the. This is what Trump did, and this is where he's not getting enough credit. So I'm going to pull defense for the president here. In this move, he took away the minority, woman, man trying to talk me down type thing that she was going to use against him. He took it away. He took away her ability to do that. And I know in the heat of the moment, it's just like when you see, a 50-yard pass play. You see the quarterback throw to the receiver, but you don't see all the things that the O-line and the running back picking up the blitz and everything that happened for the play to happen. This is something that most people don't catch and they don't see. He took it away from her in that moment. And this is why she's so flabbergasted, because that was going to be her move. She was going to pull the way he talks down to women, especially a minority woman of color, blah, blah, blah. She was going to use that. Everybody knew it. That's why he came out swinging with that line. So I got to give him credit there. But let's keep on moving because I want to get to actually after the debate. This is immigration. Now, this is huge. It has been known that the biggest issues in our country today are the economy, immigration, and economy kind of falls with the prices of gas, groceries, all the above, right? This is immigration. Let's hear what President Trump has to say.
They allowed criminals, many, many millions of criminals. They allowed terrorists. They allowed common street criminals. They allowed people to come in, drug dealers, to come into our country. And they're now in the United States and told by their countries like Venezuela, don't ever come back or we're going to kill you. Do you know that crime in Venezuela and crime in countries all over the world is way down? You know why? Because they've taken their criminals off the street and they've given them to her to put into our country. And this will be one of the greatest mistakes in history for them to allow. And I think they probably did it because they think they're going to get votes, but it's not worth it because they're destroying the fabric of our country by what they've done. There's never been anything done like this at all. They've destroyed the fabric of our country. Millions of people let in, and all over the world, crime is down all over the world except here. Crime here is up and through the roof. Despite their fraudulent statements that they made, crime in this country is through the roof. And we have a new form of crime. It's called migrant crime, and it's happening at levels that nobody...
Okay, again, now that the emotion is gone and you see this clip, when I rewatch this clip, I don't see an unhinged man. I don't hear an unhinged man. I hear passion, and I hear a man that's like, do you not see? Do you not see what they are doing to this country here? That's me. Kamala Harris comes across, says, why? It literally is a scene from Parks and Recreation. If you guys have, if anyone's seen Parks and Recreation, where Leslie Knope is debating, what's his name that plays Ant-Man? What's his name?
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd's playing the idiot moron, and the idiot moron's like, oh, that was really mean. Can't we just be nice to each other? Can't we just, should we be nice? And like all the audience is like clapping and stuff. And Leslie's like, what in the world? Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's not saying anything. That's what we saw last night. It was a scene from Parks and Rec. But you know what? As much as Parks and Rec is a TV show, Leslie Knope ends up winning in the end. But that's what you saw last night. I believe you saw a passionate man that's like, do you not see what they're doing to our country? Do you not see what's going on? And she is responsible for it. All right, let's keep going because I want to start getting to where we can all have a debate, but we got to get through the stuff everybody saw already. So let's go.
I have the Parks and Rec clip if you want to watch it later.
Yeah, play it.
You want me to play it now?
Well, yeah. I mean, we're not monetizing anyway. Might as well play it.
Hold up. There's an ad. Just pause for just 1 second.
Hold on. Just look. Tell me that this was not what happened last night. Just play it. Wow, that was really mean. Oh, no, you got to get to where they actually talk. Hang on.
And just like Leslie, I know what it's like.
No, not here. Keep going. Oh, there it is. Right
entire life.
There.
That hurt my feelings. You're supposed to be this positive person. Can't we just talk about things we like?
Well said. Just a reminder to our candidates to keep it civil. Looking at you, Leslie.
It's okay, Joan. I'm okay. I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous. God. I guess I want to do a good job because I like it when people think I do a good job. And I want your vote because I want Pawnee and my dad to see what I'm made of. So let's do this.
Tell me that is not literally. We watched a scene from Parks and Rec in real life, and I'm sorry. When I saw that, when I heard her go, why are we taking shots and blows at everybody? Why do we have to be that? It literally was Parks and Rec. Like that's what it was. It was
I've never seen that show, but it's pretty. Looks like funny. Yeah,
that's spot on. I mean,
it was pretty good. Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Let's keep going. This was there. Kamala saying she's not going to take anybody's guns away. Play it.
I'll get to that, Lindsay. I just need to respond to a previous point that the former president has made. I've made very clear my position on fracking. And then this business about taking everyone's guns away. Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away. So stop with the continuous lying about this stuff.
Correction, Kamala Harris has people with guns around her, and they're not taking that away. But this, right here in an instant fact check, is her saying she absolutely wants a mandatory buyback program. Play it.
What would you do about the millions of, specifically, assault weapons that are already in circulation? What do you do about those?
Well, there are approximately 5 million, to your point, Craig. We have to have a buyback program, and I support a mandatory buyback program. It's got to be smart. We got to do it the right way.
What?
I volunteer to be the next moderator if there's another debate, because somehow us rednecks can find this stuff immediately right off the bat, like in real time. There it is, right there, cacao. Like, what are you talking about?
And the fracking too. Ugh.
You know what they should do? If they were actually honest moderators, is when they have these questions, they would have, because they read tweets from Donald Trump. They didn't read a single tweet Kamala Harris has said. Like, you know what I mean? Like all this stuff. But either way, that's going back into, oh, the moderators were unfair. Shut up. We got to move on. Next, let's go.
Lastly on the debate is just his closing statements. Do we want to play that?
Perfect. Yes, let's do this. Closing statements. Then we'll get into our, is it our final ad?
Yeah, we can do our final ad.
We'll do our Trump's closing statements. Then we'll do our final ad. Then we'll get into the reactions, and then Todd can finally start talking because he's seething at the bottom of the screen here. I believe that Trump did stick the landing here. Okay, like I said, it was a very turbulent flight. It was a very, very big battle. But I do believe he stuck the landing here. The most important narrative, ladies and gentlemen, when you talk to your friends, when you talk to people, and this is why you need to share this, you need to hit the like button. The most important narrative is this. She's claiming she's going to do all these things. Why hasn't she done them already? She's the sitting vice president of the United States. And go ahead.
So she just started by saying she's going to do this, she's going to do that, she's going to do all these wonderful things. Why hasn't she done it? She's been there for 3.5 years. They've had 3.5 years to fix the border. They've had 3.5 years to create jobs and all the things we talked about. Why hasn't she done it? She should leave right now, go down to that beautiful White House, go to the Capitol, get everyone together and do the things you want to do, but you haven't done it and you won't do it because you believe in things that the American people don't believe in. You believe in things like we're not going to frack. We're not going to take fossil fuel. We're not going to do things that are going to make this country strong, whether you like it or not. Germany tried that, and within 1 year, they were back to building normal energy plants. We're not ready for it. We can't sacrifice our country for the sake of bad vision. But I just ask one simple question. Why didn't she do it? We're a failing nation. We're a nation that's in serious decline. We're being laughed at all over the world. All over the world, they're laughed. I know the leaders very well. They're coming to see me. They call me. We're laughed at all over the world. They don't understand what happened to us as a nation. We're not a leader. We don't have any idea what's going on. We have wars going on in the Middle East. We have wars going on with Russia and Ukraine. We're going to end up in a third world war, and it'll be a war like no other because of nuclear weapons, the power of weaponry. I rebuilt our entire military. She gave a lot of it away to the Taliban. She gave it to Afghanistan. What these people have done to our country, and maybe toughest of all, is allowing millions of people to come into our country. Many of them are criminals, and they're destroying our country. The worst president, the worst vice president in the history of our country.
I thought he stuck the landing there. If you think, if you agree that he stuck that landing, comment yes or no in the chat right now. But while you do that, let's get into our final sponsor, and then I want to get into what are other people saying. All right, but our next sponsor is our friends over at Silent. Ladies and gentlemen, if you did not know, Big Brother is listening. Big Brother is watching, and they're following and they're listening to everything that you're doing. You can take back your privacy by going to slnt.com/Graham right now. Promo code Graham will give you 15% off of qualifying orders. If you use the promo code, you can get Faraday pouches, Faraday sleeves, you can get a fanny pack, you can get a backpack. You can put all of your personal information there. We literally had every social security number stolen from every American not too long ago. Take back your privacy. Go right now. Look, Essential Faraday backpack. Like, it's easy. It's easy. It cuts your phone and your signal off from geo-tracking, from the Wi-Fi, from the cellular, all the above. It is the best way to truly be invisible from Big Brother. Go to slnt.com/Graham. That's slnt.com/Graham. Promo code Graham's going to save you money on qualifying orders. Go to slnt.com/Graham right now. All right. Let's get into the post debate. Now, here we go. Finally, 41 minutes into this inevitably long show. This is going to be post debate. All right, so we'll get into friendly faces first, and then I want to get into people that actually normally hate Donald Trump. This is Jesse Waters' initial thoughts. Let's play it.
I thought she was going to come out with some of these memorable lines. All the memorable lines were from Donald Trump. Run, spot, rum. Shh, I'm speaking. Does that sound familiar? Wake Joe Biden up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and go get him to sign this thing to close the border. I took a bullet because you said I was a threat to democracy. And they're eating the pets. I thought she was going to...
Again, I agree. Like, all the sound clips went to Donald Trump. This is Governor Ron DeSantis. I thought he did a really good job in this. Let's listen to what he has to say.
I mean, there's different ways you can moderate. You know, when CNN did the debate with Biden and Trump, you know, I'll give Dana Bash and Tapper credit. They asked questions. They got out of the way. They were substantive. They really weren't biased. And we, you know, for CNN, I think a lot of people were surprised. This one, they only asked the follow-ups to Donald Trump to try to pin him down. They tried to fact-check him, but fact-checking him on things that he was right on, like some of the late-term abortion laws in some of the liberal states. Donald Trump was right about that, and they incorrectly fact-checked him. They never fact-checked Kamala Harris. She repeated lies like the Charlottesville fine people hoax and other things. Never called her to account. But I mean, there's way different.
Again, so this is the thing. People were pushing the right things, going after the moderators. Because Kamala Harris did nothing, going after the moderators. But this is RFK doing the same thing. Play it.
Fortunately, we had moderators who were clearly biased, who were constantly fact-checking Donald Trump. None of these kind of whoppers that the vice president was saying, and none of her failure to really explain that, answer that first question, that very, very critical first question. They simply sat there on the sidelines and allowed that to pass. Fortunately,
again, like I said, Kamala Harris did not answer one question. If you believe she answered one question, comment yes or no, but she did not. Also, people are saying that my mic is off. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you can see behind me here. I'm on location in Philly in a hotel room. There is no mic. I'm calling in to do the show for you guys here.
It's got the old AirPods in.
Yeah, I literally got AirPods in. Like, come on, work with me, people. All right, either way. All right,
Graham sounds like me today, nice and calm and soft.
These are reactions. These are reactions from non-Trump friendly news outlets. Okay, and this is why we're going to show you that things are not the way that people think it is. Play it.
Vice President Kamala Harris did not do a great job today really explaining her policy shifts, right? And that is what they have been seizing on. They're really trying to define her for voters when voters have a lot of questions about her policy positions. Vice President.
She did a bad job because she barely knows her policy. It just dropped like yesterday.
Correct, exactly. But here's the thing, and here's what's starting to bleed through, is that she didn't answer any questions. Let's keep going because we got a lot. I want to get into like a debate about this stuff here, but let's play this. This is ABC. Again, this is the network that just did this horrible thing to Donald Trump. Play it.
I think the big mistake that Kamala Harris made is she didn't address head on the biggest issue in the race, which is the economy, the cost of living. She had nothing to say on immigration. She had no answer when she was asked about defunding the police. She had nothing to say about the families that were lost in Afghanistan. So I think those are opportunities lost. I do think that the President Trump anyway, closed very well when he said, look, you work in the White House every day and you talk about the things that you want to do. Why don't you do the things now that you work in the White House? And so I thought that was a strong ending. The big
Pause. And that's what I'm trying to say. Even ABC, this is the network that just put on that horrific thing. Even they're saying, yeah, I kind of think that the president really stuck that landing there. Just, why hasn't she already done it? But let's keep going. Next. Here is Mr. I kissed a guy and I liked it. Harry Sisson. Let's hear what he has to say with his years of knowledge and experience. Let's play it.
So the presidential debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump just concluded, and my immediate reaction is Kamala Harris wiped the floor with him. I think this picture perfectly sums up what took place tonight.
Pause.
America, along with...
That picture perfectly sums up that one person is answering a question while the other person is a demon that hasn't had to speak in the past 25 minutes because the moderators are speaking for her. And look at his stupid face. Mm-hmm. I can't. Why is he wearing a hoodie that looks like he's a monk?
That's not a hoodie. That's a snuggie. That's a snuggie.
He looks like he's getting ready to be celibate, but not because he chooses to. Anyway, the point is...
oh, my God. Oh, my gosh.
I'm sorry. All right, I can't listen to him. Let's go next. Harry Sisson thinks Kamala Harris won the debate. Shocking. Here you go. Kamala Harris did not answer the question from ABC. All right, play it.
Vice President Harris was asked if she believes Americans are better off now than they were 4 years ago. And frankly, as you pointed out, she didn't answer the question. She instead pivoted to talk about, in broad brushstrokes, some of the policies that she's highlighting: small business tax credits, down payment assistance for home buyers, an expanded child tax credit. Vice President Harris was...
Okay, are you starting to see a trend here? That like even the left-leaning media outlets are having to acknowledge she did not answer the questions. She did not. Keep going. Let's go.
PA voters.
These are Pennsylvania voters. Now, remember, they were speaking to Pennsylvania very well is the state. Trump could lose Michigan, Wisconsin, everything. If Trump wins Pennsylvania, this thing is over. Okay? And I need everybody, you got to think about it in terms of the realities. If Trump wins Pennsylvania, this thing is over. It's over. It's done. It's over. These are Pennsylvania voters. Why do you think that CNN's interviewing Pennsylvania voters? We have a couple clips of this. Why? Because they know if Trump wins Pennsylvania, the state I'm in right now, it's over. Play it.
I think it's important to remember that we are voting for the leader of our country and not who we like the most or who we want in our wedding party, but who is actually going to make our country better. And we're in an incredibly unique situation where we've had both of the candidates in office before, and we've gotten to see what they would do. And when facts come to facts, my life was better when Trump was in office. The economy was higher, inflation was lower, things were better overall. And now with Kamala's administration, things haven't been so fantastic. And she's saying she can fix the problems that her administration has caused, but I just don't know if I can afford to take that risk.
Were you leaning towards the former president coming into the night?
Probably.
And did you vote for him in 2016 or 2020?
I did.
There's the thing. I just don't know if I can afford to take that risk. I just don't know. So comment below. Are you better now than you were 4 years ago? Yes or no in the chat right now. But let's go. More Pennsylvania voters. Okay, different news outlets here. This is CBS. Why do you think they're asking Pennsylvania voters? Because Pennsylvania is going to decide this election. Play it.
He spoke facts. She just basically repeated everything that Biden has said in the past.
What were your thoughts?
She made, Donald Trump made a strong closing statement by saying, why didn't they do all the things that she's proposing during the 3.5 years that they've been in office? And Biden did this entire moderate stance back in 2020, and she's trying to do it again in 2024, but she didn't talk about her policy changes between 2020 and 2024. Her whole centrist moderate stance is just a facade.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Are you guys picking up how, as bad as the fight may have been, Harris did not land it? Like, and that's what I need you guys to understand. Are you starting to pick it up a little bit? Okay. Here you go. CNN poll, pre and post debate. Who would better handle the economy? This is CNN's poll. Before the debate, they had Trump at 53%, Kamala Harris at 37%. After the debate, Trump went up 2% and Kamala Harris lost 2%. This is CNN polls. Kamala Harris did not win this debate. Keep going. What's after this? I've lost track of where we are. Keep going.
This is the CNN fact checks.
And this is even CNN. After CNN, it says that Joe Biden. See, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, whatever. Kamala Harris only said one false thing. Donald Trump did 33 plus things wrong, according to CNN. But even with CNN doing that, their poll says Donald Trump went up to, Kamala Harris went down to. Next.
Starting to get into some of the facts.
All right, Todd, here you go. I want you to take this because I know this one upset you a lot last night.
A lot.
Go for it.
Yeah. So, and y'all saw, if y'all watched last night, I fact checked this real time. And this is when I started getting heated like the rest of you. So I had to mute my mic. But the statement from Kamala, they were talking about abortion, and she said literally, and ABC even reiterated it, that there were no states. There was not a state in the country that would allow an abortion past the gestational period. When in fact, and I don't even have to look at this map, there are 8 states right now that have no gestational ban, plus Washington, D.C. on the books right now. There are 8 states plus D.C.
Yeah, I mean, well, you can just, if you can zoom in just a little bit, Royce, on the no limit color is gray.
Yes.
All right. And so let's go to the map. Can you shift it over? Look, there you go. So say that there aren't any states.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus DC.
Yeah, exactly. So again, these are just things that we're not fact checked in real time, but let's go. Let's keep going. Let's get through this here. Stop me before we get to Taylor Swift, Royce. Don't go to Taylor Swift without that. All right, here's another one. I think that's
next.
The very fine people thing. Like, this was shocking to me because they fact-check Biden on this, but then they don't fact-check Kamala Harris on this. So these are the things that I do believe are going to come back after. I think the aftertaste of this debate is going to favor Donald Trump more, and it's going to be more bitter taste for Kamala Harris when this is done. You're already starting to see it. You're already starting to see that happen in real time. Here you go. The Snopes fact check. No, Trump did not call neo-Nazis and white supremacists very fine people. All right. I want to get into a discussion really quick because it did come out last night that a certain person endorsed Kamala Harris. But before we do that, I want to ask the question again. Did Kamala Harris win this debate? Yes or no? Answer in the comment section, and then I want us to talk for a minute. Did Kamala Harris win this debate? Or at best, was it a draw? As far as moving the needle. Not, oh, yes, they ganged up on Trump, and Trump was getting angry, and all this other kind of stuff. I thought, Todd, as upset as you are still today, I thought Trump held his composure very well.
He held it better than I did.
Well, yes, that's what I'm trying to say. And so that's what I need people to realize. What would you have done? I'd have been like, this lying HO is I'd have been throwing water. I'd have chucked my water bottle at that dude.
Yes, you ain't lying. So I don't think Kamala won it, but Again, I don't think Trump did either. I think the win in this debate.
That's a win. That's a
Yeah,
win.
the win in this
A draw
debate
is
is it was 3-1 and Trump didn't lose. That was the
Yes.
win.
We said it before the debate. All Trump has to do is get on base. All he has to do is survive. That's it. Kamala Harris has to hit a grand slam walk-off in the bottom of the ninth. Trump survived. Kamala Harris did not do that. Okay? Which leads me to this. Minutes after the debate was over, shocker to everyone, the childless cat lady, Taylor Swift, puts an endorsement out for Kamala Harris. A very long, written out, pre-written thing that was ready to go. Okay? It was written out already. Here's the thing. Childless cat lady. She literally, no, stay on the cat. Stay on the cat. This is what she decided. This was the thing that tipped her over the edge, was the cat stuff. Like, she can't have it. Like, you can talk about her all you want. Don't you talk about demon there. Don't you do it, okay? Here's my thing. A endorsement like Taylor Swift is done in the broad daylight. It's done. It's supposed to be this, okay? Why would Taylor Swift drop her endorsement that was obviously pre-written? Now show how long the statement was. Show how long the statement was. This was not something that was just written just on a whim, okay? This was a pre-written, well-grammared. Look at all the commas and all this other kind of stuff. This was a pre-written statement, okay? All right? Why launch it 3 minutes after the debate? Go back up to her image. Why launch it 3 minutes after the debate? Because Kamala didn't win the debate. That's why. And even now, you're seeing it. Taylor Swift endorsing Kamala Harris is taking over the headlines. Taylor Swift endorses Kamala. Taylor Swift endorses Kamala. Taylor Swift endorses Kamala. In fact, I looked on my phone in the top trending things of Twitter today before we got on. It was 9/11, and then it was Taylor Swift, and it was the ABC moderators. Those were the thing. Trump and Harris weren't even on the list. This is why. They were waiting for her to finish the debate. If if Kamala Harris had won the debate outright, Taylor Swift would have waited till after 9/11 and all this other kind of stuff. They needed Taylor Swift in that moment because she did not win. This is President Trump's reaction to Taylor Swift's endorsement of Kamala Harris. Play the clip.
Finish up on that point then.
By the way, Lawrence is doing a very good job, I have to say. He really is.
He's doing great. Hey, I've got a quick question for you. Out of nowhere, after the debate last night, Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris. What do you think?
Well, I actually like Mrs. I actually like Mrs. Mahomes much better, if you want to know the truth. She's a big Trump fan. I was not a Taylor Swift fan. It was just a question of time. She couldn't. You couldn't possibly endorse Biden. You look at Biden, you couldn't possibly endorse him. But she's a very liberal person. She seems to always endorse a Democrat, and she'll probably pay a price for it at in the marketplace. But no, I like Brittany. I think Brittany's great. Brittany got a lot of news last week. She's a big MAGA fan. That's the one I like much better than Taylor Swift.
Right.
Anyway,
Brittany is.
Okay, so that's the thing. Is anybody really shocked? Some people are like, "Oh my God, Taylor Swift endorsement. It's all over."
No, it really was just a matter of time.
Everybody knew Taylor Swift was going to. But here's the thing: Taylor Swift turned off her comments on the post. Like, you cannot comment on her Instagram post. Does that sound like somebody that's really behind Kamala Harris? Or does that sound like somebody that is doing what the puppet masters tell them to do? What do we got next, Royce? I can't remember.
Dun, dun, dun,
all right, Todd, Tony, y'all want to talk about this?
Yeah,
I'd
seen this floating around. Apparently, there is this Bluetooth earring. It's called the Nova H1 audio earring. And if you zoom into the picture on the right, Royce, the device itself, I mean, there it is. And let's go to Kamala's earring that she was wearing last night. I don't know.
Maybe.
Listen,
maybe.
Here's the thing. I saw that this Nova H thing is a Kickstarter. It's not been developed yet. she's the vice president. You can't tell me that she doesn't have access to technology like this already. So whether or not it's this device or not, this can look at this contraption she's got going on here. This can very well be some sort of technology that's in development or whatever that she has access to.
Could be
listening, because she was nervous, man.
Could be. I don't think it matters in the long run. I mean, I really don't, because it's not going her way. What do we have after this?
But I will say this about the earring: if it's true, it didn't help.
Good. Well, yes. Okay. So here's the thing. Also, immediately after, remember, Kamala Harris would not confirm that she wanted to do a second debate or not, except until literally minutes after the debate, Kamala Harris says she wants to do a second debate. Why? She wants to do a second debate because she did not win the debate. There were so many things on policy that she did not touch, and everybody knows it. Fox News has formally renewed its proposal to host the second debate between Trump and Kamala, with Brett and Martha as moderators. The network sent letters to both campaigns following the first debate, saying the American people will have another opportunity to see both on stage in October. All right, I think next is this Trump's thoughts
Spin
on it?
room, yeah.
Okay, here you go. Now, here's another difference. Immediately after the debate, Kamala Harris leaves and goes to a Kamala Harris party. Donald Trump goes into the spin room, where all the news outlets are. Play the clip. This is him on the second debate, I believe.
Having a lot of great calls that just came out there. Phone calls and lots of other calls, but you see the calls. A very important debate. Now, she wants to do another one because she got beaten tonight, but having a lot of great...
There you go. She wants to do another one because she got beaten tonight. Again, if she had knocked Donald Trump out, she would not want another debate. It's the equivalent to, we talked about it of the show, it's the equivalent to the first Rocky movie, where it's like the round before the last one, and Rocky finally lands a shot. Like, he's been getting beat up the whole time. He finally lands a shot. Rocky cannot wait for the next round because, he's like, oh, this is my chance. This is my chance. That's what Kamala Harris feels like right now. They feel like, okay, we didn't win this thing, but he didn't win it either. So, let's do this thing again. And here's where I don't think it will happen, because I don't think that the Trump team is going to walk into a third ambush. They walked into CNN. They walked into ABC. I think Trump is going to stand firm. Hey, I went to y'all's territory twice. It's time for you to come over to my territory.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that Kamala Harris is going to do it. This is Trump on how he thought his debate performance went. Let's play it.
So we thought it was our best debate ever. It was my best debate ever, I think. And it was very interesting. It showed how weak they are, how pathetic they are, and what they're doing to destroy our country and the border with foreign trade, with everything. And I think it was the best debate I've ever personally that I've had.
Yeah, so on a 3-on-1 debate, I have to agree. Trump survived. And again, to put it in perspective, all Trump needed to do was survive. That was it. Kamala needed a grand slam in the bottom of the night. Did she get it? No, she did not. Here you go. This is Trump. We had 3 against 1. Play it.
Did you have fun?
I had a good time. I think it was our best debate ever. I thought it was really good. We had 3 against 1, but I anticipated.
Let's talk about that. 3 against 1, and all of her radical positions they leave on the table.
Yeah. No, we had a lot of negative kind of stuff. Look, I saw on your show last night, they had 100% positive coverage on ABC. True. And I had 94% negative coverage.
93% negative.
I exaggerate.
You got an extra percent non-negative.
See, but do you see the difference? Even in a friendly territory, they were like, well, it's 93, not 94. 93. You see what I mean? Like, that's what real people do. It's like, hey, that's close. 1%, nobody's going to do it. But even on friendly things, it's like, 93. But yeah, you're right. That's how it's supposed to go, right? Like, that's how it's supposed to be. What do we have after this, Royce?
Dave Portnoy.
Even freaking Dave Portnoy, who is not known to be a Trump guy. That's how Dave Portnoy would say it. Now, I'm not a Trump guy, per se. That's how he talks. He's always been Democrat. Like he's always leaned left. Even Dave Portnoy says Trump faced a tag team match in the debate. Quote, I don't think this is going well for Trump so far at all. Quote, probably doesn't help that it's a tag team match, but yeah, not great. Now, that was at the beginning of the thing. Again, this was a lot of people's thought process. I don't think it's going well for Trump. But they're saying it not like, oh, Trump's doing a terrible job. They're saying, I don't think this is going well for Trump, meaning this dude's getting just destroyed out there by three different people. Quote, shouldn't the moderator cut her off and say, answer the question? A lot of us were thinking this too. And then, quote, is the economy better off or not? Answer it. In other words, answer the freaking question, you lying witch with a W. Which? Answer the question. What is that? Is that a quote from him or is that?
No, I think this is just from the debate now.
Okay, anyway, so even Dave Portnoy, when he says not going well for Trump right now, I don't think he's saying Donald Trump was doing a bad job. I think he's acknowledging the fact of, dude, it's 3-on-1 right now. Like he's getting like this isn't double coverage, this is triple coverage. Like he's not getting the ball. like kind of thing.
Grab, I got something to say.
Yeah.
When you asked a question earlier about do we think that she won or who won, I think that she won with her supporters, with the left. Obviously, we saw Harry Sissenpants, whatever his name is. Mm-hmm. I think Trump won on our side, obviously, because we know for sure that our supporters aren't going to jump over to Harris, and we know that Harris's supporters aren't going to jump to our side. So the people that are in the middle, the people that don't know any better, because it's a trendy thing to do right now that T Swift has endorsed her. Harris is a new thing for them, so they might not know any better and just vote for her. But the people that are actually doing research, people that are on the fence that do research and they can see all the things that she didn't answer, and like that interview with that lady with CNN, how was saying that she can't take the chance of voting for Harris just because. People that know better might do some research and say, yeah, I can't do that. But it's all the people that are on the fence that I think. So I think you're right. I think this debate was a wash between her supporters and our supporters. It's all the people that are on the fence that I don't know if it doesn't worry me. I just think that people who do have a brain and can do the research can see what these last 3.5 years have done to our country. And they are the ones that need to go out there and vote on policy, not on the person.
How many people are really on the fence though? Because again, we've talked about this in the past. The difference between the Democrat and Republican Party is so far apart. If you differ on one of these issues, abortion, the border, the economy, if you differ on any one of those, you already know your side. I don't know how many people are on the fence between these two.
I think it's more than we think. I think it's more than we think there is. But it boils down to just a few things. Like, take the debate aside. All right, it boils down to a few things. Number one, as vice president, Kamala Harris's approval rating was 28%. That was lower than any vice president in history, including the vice president that shot his friend in the face, who just supported her.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Number two, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? I don't care if you are barely getting by or if you're a billionaire. The answer is no. The economy was better. Everything was better. There's no denying that. All right, none. And number three, Trump killed it at the end when he said, everything that you want to do, why haven't you done it now? Exactly. Why haven't you done it already?
I think he could have touched on that more. He could have mentioned that throughout on every issue.
Exactly.
He could have brought that up.
That lady that answered the question from CNN, from Pennsylvania, from Erie, she said the whole statement out loud. She's like, we have two people who have been in office. One did a good job. One has wrecked the country. But lastly, and this is something I want Graham to talk about because we said this a long time ago. They don't have to win this thing. All they have to do is get it close enough so they can cheat it. And are they there?
Go to that poll of all the different polling things real quick.
The Twitter polls?
Yes. All right, so this is C-SPAN. Who won the ABC debate? 74% said Trump with 130,000 things. This is Clown World. Clown World's a satire site, but still, 43,000 people voted, 87% Donald Trump. Robert Griffin III, America, this is a safe space. Who won the debate and why? But then he has a poll that you can only pick two things, so he's an idiot. But either way, 217,000 people, 69% Donald Trump. Leading report, who won the debate? 58,000 people, 90% Trump. I did one. And, we'll show you mine. I mean, yeah, I know me, but 40,000 people voted on mine. And as you can see, predominantly, I would say that, Facebook does it a little different. I would say that's 98% Trump on there, but 40,000 something people here. So it's not going the way Kamala wanted it to go, which is why it's why she wants a second debate. So, all right, I think it's a good place for us to stop. I think this is actually, what's left? I can't remember what's left after this.
That's pretty much it.
Okay, good. All right. I think it's a good place for us to stop and have some final word debates here, because I got to let the guys finish the show because I have to go to the airport. But I want to say this to answer Todd's question. One, I want to remind everybody to hit the like button right now. Hit the follow button if you're not following. And please, oh, please, oh, please, make sure that you are leaving us a comment in the comment section and share this video far and wide. Do you think Kamala Harris won this debate? Yes or no? Do you think Trump survived a 3-on-1 attack? Yes or no? Leave us a comment in there. Todd, to answer your question, is it close enough to rig? We got to get a little bit closer. Like, it's got to get to October for that. Remember, there's always an October surprise. Always in politics. There is always something that happens in October. Always. That's why it's literally called an October surprise. It literally happens all the time. So we're not close enough yet. But again, I want to remind everybody, we're talking about 7 states. 7 states. That's what we're talking about. 7 states. And so you have to ask yourself this question. Did Kamala Harris do enough for the people that are, in the middle? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. And for the people that are literally dealing with all the illegal immigrants coming in, like your Arizona, Nevada states, Georgia, I don't know what the crap's going on with Georgia. If you live in Georgia, you got to get your crap together, man. Like Georgia is the anomaly in all of this stuff. Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio, they're dealing with all of these Haitian immigrants. And here's another thing. Never in my life have I listened to a debate moderator say, well, we talked to the city manager.
Yeah, that was weird.
Who gives a flying balls what the city manager has to say about everything?
What is a city manager?
You have citizens giving police reports. The police reports are all over the internet of people like, hey, our cats are missing. Hey, I saw this dude doing some kind of voodoo thing with a pig out there in the. What are you talking about? Oh, well, the citizens are saying that this is going on. Oh, well, we talked to the city manager, and the city manager said it wasn't going on. Shut your stupid mouth. I'll trust the citizen over the city manager any day. What is that? I've never heard that defense in my life. Well,
that's equivalent to them going and saying, hey, we spoke to the Ducks and they didn't speak English. So that's what we got.
The Ducks said that they are unafraid around the water, that they're fine. That's what the Ducks said. Anyway, we're talking about 7 states. Okay, this debate is for 7 states. The race is for 7 states. And if you live in Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Virginia, Nevada, Arizona, you guys need to share this. You guys need to share this informational video with everybody far and wide. And the question, the challenge that you give everybody is one thing and one thing only. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? And I would say 2-part question. How do I want to phrase it? 2-part question. If Kamala Harris is going to do all these amazing things, why didn't she do it now? Because she is currently the vice president of the United States. And I would argue she's basically the president of the United States because Joe Biden is a walking vegetable. Yes, Royce.
I just want to say something really quick before we end about is it too big to rig? I do think it's close enough for them to rig because the amount of rigging that they're going to do, we don't know, right?
Correct.
They're obviously propping this up to convince us that whatever they have planned isn't rigging. It's just how it is. That's why they're propping everything up. So I do think that it is close enough to rig, but the answer is, will we allow it to happen? And how we stop it is A, you show up on voting day, and B, you volunteer to look over the voting stations. That's what you can do. The viewer, that's what we can do. We can step up on the day and say, hey, we're not going to let you do what you have planned. But I do think that whatever they have planned, they've been working on it since 2016, since 2020. They've got something cooking. And I don't know how big we make this movement is going to stop them, but we have to step up and stop them.
I agree. All right.
Well said, my friend.
Well said. Love you guys. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to hit the share button. I'm going to let the guys close it out. I got to go to the Philly airport. Wish me luck. Tony, I'll see you in a couple hours because you got to pick me up from the airport. Anyway, hey, do not fret. Things are good. We're okay. Trump had to survive. I think he survived. See you guys later. I got to get to the airport.
Later, bud.
All right.
While we have 14,000 in the chat, wow, by the way.
Brother, we've got over 18,000 people watching.
That's amazing. Well, good. While we have 18,000 people, let's go ahead and pray this thing out before we get to the questions. Let us bow. Father, I'm casting all politics aside. I'm casting Kamala aside. I'm casting Trump aside. I'm casting both parties because this morning, September 11th, there are families that are waking up without loved ones because what happened in this nation back in 2001. And Father, every year at this time, these families wake up and they remember the fathers that they lost, the mothers, the brothers, the sisters, the friends, the first responders, members of the military that gave their life, that made the ultimate sacrifice because of the attacks on 9/11. And Father, I pray for every single person that was affected by this atrocity, by this terrorist attack, by this open murder that occurred on our grounds. Father, I ask that you meet every single family member, that you meet every friend, and that you give them comfort to the best that you can do, because they're still waking up and they're still missing these people. And Father, I ask that you be with them and that you hold them, that you embrace them, and you help them get through this day. And that every single American out there right now remembers that this day, that what happened, where they were standing, who they were talking to, and how they felt when they saw this tragedy go down. And that hopefully those events, as tragic as they were, can bring us A, back to you, and B, back together. Father, I ask all these things in your Son's name. And all God's people said,
Amen.
Amen.
All right, Royce, let's get to the questions, bud.
Here we go. Bam.
All right, from Chasma Dawn. How can we get Rumble to host the next debate with Graham and Bongino as the moderators? Yeah, that's never going to happen.
That would be amazing, though.
That would be. I would love to just sit in the background and fact check live. And Bobcat the Wise. Good morning, guys. Do you think Trump should push back at the way he was treated by the moderators last night? I think he's already done it, and he's going to continue to do it. Mm-hmm. I mean, we just showed you the New York Post article. I mean, this is New York Post saying that, who are no fans of Trump. Simple Kybel. Can't believe I'm saying this, but CNN did an excellent job handling the debate compared to ABC. Okay, now that I said that, where's the soap so I can wash my mouth out?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it's an accurate statement.
I mean, yeah, with Trump and Biden.
Jennifer Mitz, my daughter Abby is 12 years old today. It would make her day if y'all could wish her a happy birthday. Abby, from the entire Dear America crew, from all of us, happy birthday, sweetheart.
Happy birthday, Abby.
Next.
The Wolf 092. I've been competing in strongman competitions in the last 10 years. I'll be 50 on Sunday. Ground beef is my go-to for meal prep. $3.49 a pound when Trump was in office. $8.49 a pound. Ridiculous. Yeah, it's really simple. I saw a Subway commercial yesterday. $8 foot long. And I was like, what happened to the $5 foot long? Where'd they go?
Really? $8 foot long?
$8, $7.99.
Buy in bulk, man. I get those 10 pounds of ground beef and those big old rolls. It's a lot
The
cheaper doing
tubes that are
way.
like this big around and like
exactly.
as
They're
long
like
as
that.
I am
Yep.
tall. Yeah,
Yep.
buddy. Use what you need, freeze the rest.
Exactly. That's what I do.
Greggy Bongo. Was I just imagining she sounded like Obama? Graham, my wife has a friend who is about to come to Alaska running from Portland. Maybe Kodak will be the home base for the resistance if Cackle wins. Hey, I'm down. Let go. Or Eagle Pass. Just Pass 94. Hey, Todd, don't worry, brother. We might have lost a little battle, but we will win the war. This is the end game now. All hands on deck, Trump 2024. Yeah. It's not more about worry, guys. Graham thinks with his head. I think with my heart. I'm all heart. I can't help it. I'm sorry. That's why we have Royce. Royce checks me. I mean, I'm all heart. I'm sorry. I'm not going to apologize.
And also, it's not about being pessimistic or negative or anything like that.
No.
But watching it live yesterday, you guys saw what we saw. And Todd and I think we're on the same page here. She was doing a lot better job than what we expected. And they're spinning it like she won. But with all the fact checking going on that we saw today, all the polls and whatnot, it looks like Trump did a lot better than what I saw last night.
I feel a lot better today.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah,
I feel a lot better. But again, I got no problems with fact checking. None. And I would honestly love like moderator, and somebody sitting off to the side. Nope. That's not accurate. Do it to both of them.
That's BS. Yep.
Do it to both of them. From Cindy, $100. Cindy, you come in the clutch like all the time.
Amazing,
I mean, you are killing it, Cindy. Thank you. Do you think it would benefit Trump to have another debate? And do you think Harris would consider doing a debate on Fox News? Never forget 9/11, Trump advance for America and real patriots. I don't think Trump's going back to the Lion's Den. No. I don't think he's going back to CNN, NBC, MSNBC. I don't. I think it's either going to be on Trump's terms or it's not going to happen.
Just like what Graham said.
Yep.
Exactly.
And that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
All right. Randall J. All. Run, Spot, run from the illegal Haitians. I hate her more now than ever for that pitiful, demeaning look she kept giving him. Trump 2024, take back the USA.
She's just such a, and no offense to people named Karen, but if you know what it means, she's such a Karen.
She is a Karen.
The look on her face, this right here, like it's just all attitude, it's all emotion. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. All right, moving on.
Lauren Coley, for the student loan debts, why don't they put them in the military for 4 years and have their time served off to pay those debts? I don't disagree with that statement at all. I think everybody should have to serve. Chiral 711, I got it. Chiral. Thank you. See how easy that was, guys, for me? See how do you think it is too late to get a new candidate for the DNC, and will they riot for 4 years to create the social revolution they want? I think it's too late, and no matter who wins, it's going to be bad.
We thought it was too late, though, back before they took Biden out, though. So I don't see a reason why they would take Kamala out, but I don't know. October surprise. Michelle's back in.
I say let's focus on this election. Get it.
You got to fight the battle that's in front of you. That's what you got to do.
Yep. Don't look at your opponent in 4 years. Let's fight the battle we have in front of us right now.
James Wofford, can we talk about it? She was clearly drunk. You can hear it in her voice. She probably had a couple, a couple teenies before. I can see that.
I just kept hearing her voice like her mouth sounded super dry or something. I don't know.
I think she was just nervous.
I'm sure she was. Yeah.
First time meeting Trump, which that was an awkward reaction. Obviously, he had zero interest in shaking her hand, but first time meeting Trump, which would make anybody nervous. And then being on the debate stage with him, he's an intimidating dude, and that's how he protected our country. That's how I think he'll do it in the future. And she's not. She crumbled under him. That should show anybody out there what she'll do when trying to protect our country.
That's because he's huge. That's why he's a huge.
It's Nicole. Please, during a show, I beg you to show proven research that CPS are the main traffickers. Many don't know about it. It takes a village. All right, look into that.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that.
Julie Schultz, what do y'all think about trying to make him look stupid about the Haitian cat thing? The moderators backed her, but stressed that Springfield had no reports. Love the show. Thanks for all you do. I mean, we've already talked about it. Like, what's a city manager? Like, is that a janitor? Is that a council person? An alderman? I mean, if he would have said the mayor, maybe I would have listened, but I have no idea what a city manager is.
Yeah, no, I thought it was stupid how they tried to come back at him with false information.
Yeah.
I mean, and if that doesn't prove that this was a total setup for Trump, like, I don't know what else does. They didn't ask her questions.
And that's the thing for me, guys. And that's why I had to mute my mic. And that's why Royce had to get on to me for a few times, is because I'm all heart. And when I see this blatant, just ball face lying, I cannot stand somebody that would rather climb a tree to tell a lie than to stand on the ground and tell the truth. It drives me insane. So, yeah, I agree with you, Julie. It made me crazy. Andrew Binky, did you see the bakery selling red and blue cookies yesterday in Pennsylvania for Trump and Harris? Harris only got 400. Trump was up 4,000. And, of course, lick 'em.
Interesting. Does that mean that she sold?
She sold 400. Trump
400?
was up by 4,000.
I mean, that's a good poll right there.
Yeah, that is good.
What cookie you gonna buy?
Cookies, man. Lick 'em.
That's hilarious.
Lick 'em.
G. Nelson, I know this isn't a lot of money, but I want to let you guys know I and as many others appreciate all the work you guys are putting into your show. I know it was a late night, so thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
And
yes,
any amount is appreciated.
Yes.
You know, you guys supporting us means the world. So don't think
Yeah.
that your donations mean nothing. They mean something. They help us to keep doing what we're doing.
100%.
Yep.
And we want to keep doing it for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
I
Yesterday,
love
when I
my
got
job.
home, yeah,
I
me
mean,
too.
I'm going to die young because of it, but
Yesterday,
you know.
when I got home, my wife was sitting on the couch, and I got home, and she was like, "How you doing? How was it?" And I was like, I mean, it was.
Yeah, when I got in the house,
the emotions were like all over the place.
I had
Yeah,
to take
it
my
was-
blood pressure medicine.
Yeah.
Caitlin Butler, please keep Louisiana in your prayers with this hurricane that is hitting today. Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, be safe, everybody.
Yeah,
Take
man,
precautions.
we're probably right in the line of it here in Mississippi. Tabby 6975, never forget 9/11 2001. Nope. I can't. It's not possible. That is burned into my brain forever. Crystal 65, all the military and first responders, thank you for your service. Absolutely. Couldn't do it without you guys.
And last one from the Striker J.
Ran defense missions in New York Harbor, 9/11, my hardest day ever. Every year. Struggling. I still hear this cry, screams, and smell the burning flesh metal and every other part of it. 3 weeks is tears all day. Yeah, dude. That, and just from personal experience, that stuff you never forget. You can't.
Yep.
They never go away. But that's it. You know,
That is our show.
hopefully we change some minds. I feel a little bit better. I know Tony feels a little bit better. I mean, I'm still pissed, but I mean, I do feel a little bit better, especially now that we saw all the polls. But that's it. We'll be back tomorrow. Graham will be back in studio. Tony, say goodbye.
Before I do, I want to say thank you to everybody for joining us last night. I know it was
Yeah.
a late night for a lot of you. It was a late night for us, but the fact that you guys showed up and showed out and you joined us this morning again says volumes about you guys and supporting our show. I appreciate that. Chatting with you guys is one of my favorite things. So thank you, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Royce?
Tomorrow is Thursday, so I believe David Pollock is joining, right?
David Pollock will be here tomorrow. Yep.
So David Pollock will be here tomorrow, and I'll just touch on what Tony said. I'm just thankful to be here and that you guys have welcomed me so kindly to be a part of this Dear America family. I love being a part of it. I love being able to do what I do. And I feel like that what we do does help our country, and you guys are a part of that. And we're going to keep going, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah. And y'all know how I feel about you. You know, I love all of you to death. So, man, I get humbled every time y'all say something to me or send me a message or, you know, you guys keep me humble. So this is Hot Seat Todd for Graham Allen reminding you to stay awake, not woke. Trust in God, not the government. And as always, stay free.